Hello, welcome to my day 25 of my math vlogs. Now today we had a very busy week. In fact, that there was not enough time for everything else. We were so overwhelmed by the amount of homework that I was almost not be able to get enough sleep. In fact, the tutor wasn't available at that time since it was a Friday and we were dismissed late. So the only option I had left with the amount of responsibilities I had, including officers and the schoolwork, I had to manage my time well. And throughout the entire day, I had to plan for what was going to happen tomorrow. I had to plan for what else had to happen the next day. And things were hectic, to say the very least. But then I was able to manage to fit time, allot time to certain days, certain hours of the day for me to accomplish everything while enjoying the entire weekend. So, the entire class was simple. It was easygoing for everything else once I had exercises and examples. Because then sometimes it doesn't get into me until I practice it. And afterwards, it was difficult only because it was new. I incorporated the old lesson, which is amazing because then I understand everything since I did it before, and that way I can understand it. But for the entire span, I was confused only because of how new it was. And usually it's the new things or it's the different things that catches you off guard. Actually, the only way for me to improve this really is to be more alert, be more happy about it. For me to understand everything without having to stress over everything. I have to understand how to be calm, how to be easygoing, for me to go about my day without worrying so much. And for me to understand everything, I have to be like my friends. I don't know how they do this, but I shouldn't stress over the little things. I should be happy, using joy as the virtue of the month. I have to understand how things are gonna go out throughout the entire day. And I don't always have to live in the moment because then in the moment, what may be hard now will not be 10 minutes later, 18 minutes later, 18 hours later, 18 days later. Because then everything always gets harder. The only difference is how you handle them, how you perceive them. Like every day in school, I cannot tell myself that today will be hard because then everything won't be as hard now as it will be later, or nothing has ever been hard until now. Meaning, it's only now that it'll be hard. But then I have to also I also have to understand what's going to happen in the future. Because then it was never been this hard. But then again, nothing will ever be this hard. Because then it'll be harder. Or things will be easier. It's just how you deal with it. And finally, I can say to myself, for me to keep a very optimistic outlook, I have to keep things steady. I have to keep myself timed. I have to manage my feelings, my duties, and more importantly, my attention to some things. Because then things can be labeled as difficult and easy. It's just when I do them that makes the change on if I can accomplish everything. Because then it's the weekend. I have to think of what's going to happen tomorrow, the next day, in order for me to understand that not everything, just because you have spare time, does not mean you have to use the entire spare time to do it. You still have to enjoy yourself. You still have to relax. You still have to have a calm state of mind. School is not your life. Your life should be happy. But then school allows your life to be happy in the future because you learn from it. Thank you for watching.